Hey everyone. Hope you guys can hear me. Nice to see you all again. It's Lavetta. Hi. Um, decided to come on my channel. You guys know I barely come on here, but when I do come on here, it's always about situations. By the way, if you guys are liking my hair, I am getting so good at these crochet braids, you guys don't even know it. Filled with lots of body. These are some Kanekalon crochet braids that I did um, for a wedding that I went to just this past week. And yeah, well, I'm just coming to say hi. Hello, everyone. And I always do this so late when I have other pressing matters. But I mean, I guess when I need to do it, when I feel like doing it, I might as well just go ahead and do it. Um, I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys, just for it to be out there in the open, not mainly for you all, but mainly just for me to like as a checkpoint in my life. Right now, I am 22 years old. Um, just cruising by, not cruising by, just trying to just get through life. I have one more year left with school um, for my communication sciences and disorders. I am a growing makeup artist that had not getting any jobs, but I mean, I'm really good at it. I just hope things flourish, and I've been trying so hard to make that happen, but right now it's not going as fast as I can, and I don't have the money to make it go as fast as I can, because money really, really does help things, but I'm not trying to be worried about it. Um, Meanwhile, because of that, I've been noticing I may need to be starting to put a lot more effort into my schooling, because I've been so iffy on if I should apply to graduate school. Right now, I am a junior in my spring year, so this will be the time to start looking at grad school. But grad school isn't just like finding a place for go to school at. It's more than that for me, because it's finding a place for like a new setting in my life. And just recently, I've been trying to take my life seriously, where I see the need to love myself more, I guess, if that makes any sense, um, and to make myself the most interesting thing in my life. Because um, ever since the whole divorce thing and whatnot, you know, guys catch my eye, and I'm not going to mention anything in particular, but um, sometimes sometimes I feel like when I see a guy and I'm interested in someone, 9 times out of 10, the reason why I'm interested in someone, as I feel like as everybody else feels this way as well, is that there's something that that guy has that you see, that you like and you want, that you don't have. So I'm trying to get to this part in my life where if I am not at that time and place to have that person, even if I am and whatnot, I feel like this is just something that for myself and something that a lot of ladies could see, I guess, where instead of trying to chase after a guy, first of all, a guy should be chasing after you, but instead of trying to chase after a guy because he has something you want, make that quality that he has a quality of yours. So that way, when you have it, you don't need it from him anymore. So he would not have such a hold over you where it's like you feel like you need him so much. And I feel like that's something that I failed to understand when whole situation was going on. I know I'm being vague, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Um, yeah, and it's just a situation of owning up to yourself and living your own life and being the person, what you see in other people that you want, instead of trying to depend on that person to give you that quality. I feel like that's kind of like the easy way out, because that person could always come and go. It's the easy way out, and it's the worst way out, because it's not really a way out, because it's like, as long as you have that person, then you would have that quality, but that means you're constantly depending on that person for that quality, when the smartest way would be to just stress a little bit to be able to give yourself that quality, or be able to gain that quality about yourself. So you already have that quality, and it's not like you need it from somebody that you may like or care about. So if it ever comes to a situation where that person is not in your reach, or that person may not even, I don't know how to explain it. If you're not able to be with that person, or the person doesn't want to be with you, then it's not like you need them. Yeah, it's gonna hurt, but that's life. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. So that's kind of where I am right now. I am trying to figure out. I'm kind of going through a situation kind of like that, and I'm trying to figure out who I am as a person. Because a couple years ago, not a couple years ago, a couple last year, I had no idea. And this is the most annoying thing. And I know a lot of girls feel this way. Everybody feels this way. When you meet someone that you would like, you legitimately like, and for good reasons, and you weren't in a state of mind where you could really handle the situation and be the best person you could be in that situation, and because of that, you feel like you ruined whatever may happen, if that makes any sense, or whatnot, or you feel like it's your fault or whatnot, just because you were not in that place and time to, like, your mind wasn't developed well, or you have not, like, certain truths have not been exposed to you yet, that made you, so during that time you made wrong decisions, and because of those wrong decisions, it resulted in a failed, like, friendship, or a failed, yeah, I guess a failed friendship. That's be a good way to put it. So it just irks you that, had you known this sooner, had you known this just a couple weeks ago or whatnot, then something that meant a lot to you could still be there. Or you see it, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I'm feeling. Maybe that's not the right way to feel or whatnot, but I'm not sure, because like I mentioned, I'm just a person that is learning as I go. And it's the most annoying feeling, because I feel as if my choices cause actions that, like, cause consequences. And it's, of course, very much, of course, both ways, but I just feel it, because I'm the way I see for myself is, as I grow, I want, when something happens, I'm the type of person that I kind of blame myself in a way. Like, it's not always the other person's fault, and I'm trying to see what could I have done that could have been possibly been better. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, that I could have possibly been better in that particular situation. So now I'm just trying to make myself a better person. And me being here in Oxford, I have my own place. You know, every day, every day is such a struggle with especially me, like I have two jobs, and it's like it's constant. One of my jobs are like in the midnight, and then I have class early, like 4 hours away from when I just got off work. So I don't be having about, I mean, I would be having around 2, 3 hours of sleep average during the week, and it's the most nerve-wracking thing because doing this, um, doing this cycle is such a pain. Doesn't you really tend to lose track of who you are as a person and enjoying yourself because of so many pressing matters that just stress you out and makes you feel so low and insecure. So I feel like I need a break. Like I haven't been able to focus on my makeup. I haven't done what I want to do. If I had it my way, I would wanna I would wanna go on a trip. Like I would wanna go on a trip by myself, if that makes sense. And I just kinda I know this may not make sense, but I would like go on a trip and have those kind of nice trips where you just go somewhere, um, go to a restaurant or go and like tour, like go to sightseeing or something like that, and take pictures and like beautiful pictures of scenery and beautiful pictures of yourself. That's one thing that I I've been I've not been good at. I'm not really. It's so funny. I'm a photographer. Like I do every now and then I do photos, and I'm really good at it. I mean, I'm just growing on my by myself, um, but I've noticed that I do not like. Although I mean, I'm photogenic. I don't like being in front of the camera. That's probably another reason why my YouTube channel is not really growing. But I don't really like being in front of the camera in terms of like photography and things like that. Although I know that I could do it. Like that's the thing. Like although I know I could figure out intricacies and whatnot for me to be that kind of model-esque person. Like I have a friend and friends that like to be in front of the camera and whatnot. And since I like do photography or um, dibble dabble in it, um, I mean I don't mind. So, but I feel like maybe I may need to be in front of the camera more. Maybe it'll make me a little more confident in who I am as a person. I don't know. But these are just thoughts that are running through my head at 1:54 a.m. when I have class at 9 and I have a 10-page paper due on Friday and I haven't gotten 2 pages done. Oh, my stomach just rumbled. And I haven't eaten anything since I've gotten back home from Houston. And oh, here's something to mention, guys. Oh God, coming back home from Houston. Okay, so this is so random. I didn't tell you guys about Houston. So a good friend of mine got married in Houston, and it was such a wonderful wedding, so beautiful. Um, but I don't know if you guys know this. Weddings really do make you think. Maybe like weddings do make you think, especially when you see people. Like it was kind of like a reunion type of thing because um, these two individuals that got married were people like in my our circle of friends or whatnot of Ole Miss students, Ole Miss Nigerian students that used to be here and they left and they graduated. So we basically all come back together again for this wedding. So before the night before the wedding, we had like a little mixer and everyone came out and it was just so nice to see everybody and whatnot. And one of which were, of course, I feel like people will get to see like their exes or whatever, or not exes, but who you used to talk to or whatnot. And it's just the most annoying situation ever. But I mean, of course, you push through it, for the wedding and whatnot. But back to, I always like to rant inside of my rant. Anyway, um, it was such a nice wedding, but coming back and looking at the wedding, and I, I knew the bride and the groom. I didn't know them personally, but outside of it, it was such, it has a personal, like a personal effect on me because, as you guys know, I was married and I was divorced. And it's such a big thing, the institution of marriage. It means a lot to me. And I just, when you see things like that or you see weddings, you just really wish all the best for them and just pray that they love each other as much and as hard as they can. And that's just the way I am. I'm naturally a lover. Like, I've noticed that when I get involved with someone, I legitimately put my all into it. Not even in more of a, like, a physical way, like, oh, he's so fine or whatever. Not even in that. It's just in a legitimate, honest type of way where I'm not caring about, oh, like I legitimately would care about you, meaning like I would care about your aspirations and your dreams and your progress on how you've made it in life and how you've grown as a person. Things like that. Like that kind of honesty. Not that, oh, I'm trying to be your, I just, how are you going to benefit my life? Like, I legitimately feel about how your life is benefited by my presence. And if my presence is not there, if your life is being benefited by whatever you decide to put in your life. I don't know. And that's just the way I naturally am. So seeing the whole marriage, and it was just a nice thing because they legitimately loved each other, and I know how much of a breath of fresh air it is to finally, marry the person that you love. So it's such a, I know it's such a nice feeling, and they look so happy or whatnot. But coming back, in and out of that, coming back, I was in so much. My heart was so heavy because of because of everything that's been going on recently in my life, with the whole marriage and with question mark. So I'm not gonna even mention that. But just looking at everything, I just looked up in the air and sitting in my car, um, got back home from Memphis and then drove to my house because I parked my car at a friend's house. And then drove here and I just sat in my car and I just started praying like, God, strength. I need the strength to continue life. Sometimes when you go to these weddings and things like that, and especially when you see people that you care about and maybe it's not like, and that time is not right or whatnot or whatever the situation may be, you just you feel like you want to just rush things to be the best person you could be. And maybe it's out of insecurities or I don't know. But I just looked up in the air and just asked like, it just I want to know what God's plan is for me in my life in terms of everything. Like in terms of my makeup, where's that going? In terms of speech language pathology, like I know I know what it's about, but I don't really care too much about it. Um I could do it, I guess. That's really my stance on my major and whatnot. Like what is how does that affect my life? In terms of men and relationships and where where am I? And the fact that I don't trust my judgment when I legitimately care for somebody. And so because of that, I feel like it's just best to hide under the covers and not try to live life very sparingly, where it's like I don't affect my life in a wrong way, where I end up hurting myself. So I so it's just that's kind of how I've been living life, I guess. Just, I mean, in the past year at least. And I feel so unsatisfied and so uncalm. And I feel so chained to still trying to live with unclosure with a lot of situations that's going on in my life, and it's the most annoying thing to live with unclosure. And well, I don't know what it's called, unclosure, disclosure, you guys know what I mean. um I don't know how to live with that. And but I've been doing well. I feel like I've been doing well. And it's just, when you're patient, you're trying to be patient with what God has for you and whatnot. Of course, I want to know, but of course, I may not know. I may never know. I probably won't know, and that's fine. But if I could just have the patience in not knowing. Like, I don't have to know the game plan or whatnot, but just give me the patience to to live without knowing that game plan, because it's the most nerve-wracking situation ever. Like, it makes my heart so heavy, and I just feel like I just want to be free from what I'm currently going through, and I don't know how. And I feel like maybe I'm just in my feelings or whatnot. So I just kind of want to, maybe if I just see what makes me happy as a person, then I won't be able to think about it as much. So that's kind of why I feel like it's very necessary for me to go on, like, to go and travel somewhere and be like one of those, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants type of thing, I guess. I don't really watch the movie, but, um, you know, something like that where I just get to go by myself and travel. The fear of it, the fear of being by yourself is such a annoying feeling, but I feel like when I get over it, I feel like I would actually be very calm and satisfied, because I feel like a lot of people live life without understanding the the calmness of being by yourself. So that's what I'm trying to do, Not even in a situation of, oh, I don't need you or whatever. No, it's not any of that, because that's so temporary. That I don't need you feeling is so temporary. It's now a situation about living by yourself as if no one else will ever come. And because if someone else does come, I feel like it's a situation to see it as, I don't want my burdens or the questions of who I am as a person. I don't want that to affect what I have to offer to that person, or what that person has to offer to me. Like, because I don't know how to explain it, because I don't know my insecurities, or I don't know, I don't want my bad choices to affect what someone may have for me. So of course, I know I'm never going to be a perfect person if someone else does come in my life, or when someone else comes in my life. Um, but I want to be able to be pretty down path with a lot of values. So when I know that if someone is good for me, I would know it. And if somebody is not, I would know it. And if there are words that I need to speak to that person to make that person be a better person, I would know it. And then vice versa. And like things like that. So if someone else does come in my life, I want to be the best person that I could be for that person. And I would want for, if they're doing the same thing or thinking in the same mindset as I am, then whatever they're saying to me, I could be able to positively take it, and it wouldn't negatively affect me because of because of borders that I have in my life, or walls that I have in my life that may need to be taken down. And means walls that may need to be built up in certain places. So I feel like I'm not saying something. I don't know. Well, I am not saying something because I can't. Um, Sometimes you just kind of feel like, well, I know I'm a good person. I don't deserve what's coming. I don't deserve what happens in life. And a friend told me, well, it happens to everybody. It's a situation about being prepared for it. So I just hope that I'm just prepared for it. Because right now, I don't have any space or any more energy left in my heart to be hurt. Like me trying to handle everything that's going on right now in my life is already enough on my plate. And it's just like I always hold near and dear, okay, God doesn't give you something that you can't handle. I completely understand that. Okay, because since he's God and he's over my life or whatnot, then of course he'll give me the strength. But I mean, I'm kind of waiting on that strength because this is not cool at all. Like I can't take it. I'm not gonna cry because that's not cool. But I just truly hope I'm able to get through life with just lessons. I mean, I know bad choices gives you good lessons, but I just want to get to a point. I don't want to rush life. I mean, I know as I grow and whatnot, then I'll remember all of these times that I'm going through things and whatnot. But they're so nerve wracking. I just kind of want to just get over it and move on. And I don't know how. Well, I guess that's really all I have to say. Um, I know this is just a whole bunch of jumbles. If someone can separate them, pick them apart, and whatever I had to say, pick them apart and hopefully get something out of it. That's all I really care about. But I just hope, just ask whoever is watching this, just pray for me and just give me like pray for me and just hope that I get the answers that I need. And if there are no answers, then hope that I get the patience to or the calmness in my heart to not be searching for those answers if I don't need to be searching for them. Because that's what happens when you just don't have any closure. When there's just so many questions. That's why things happen. And it's just like, if I hadn't made this one choice, all of these things would have worked out. I don't know. Well, always in my feelings, huh? Always emotional. Anywho, well, thanks, guys. 2:09. I gotta go. I gotta go to sleep. Long day, long week ahead of me. Yeah, I have a 10-page paper and the midterm on the same day. I'll see you all. See you, everyone. Lovely ladies, everybody who may watch this. Have a wonderful night. God bless. Bye. It's not still recording. Okay, well, bye.